a ride on this beautiful summer day. After I get my wagon parked, I just start unloading everything I have in my wagon that I will use for our ride. I have to unload his saddle pad first so I can get all the essentials I use, like my fly spray right there and that detangler shine spray for his mane and tail. And then I will come back and get the brushes I use, my main brush and his little snacky snacks right there. And then I will get my bridle right there and then my halter and lead rope. Last but not least is my saddle. As you will see here, my cinch falls. My saddle does have a little attachment thing you can attach it to, but I don't do it because the fleece cinches to me are not that flexible, so I just throw it over my saddle. Not the sweaty part though. And I just swing my saddle over the fence. I had to run back in the house because I forgot my bell boots. Now the fun part is to catch Rye. He's actually good and easy to catch even when he's not in his little pen. Before I catch him, I do go to the other barn to get my stool and my saddle pad liner to keep my saddle pad clean throughout all my rides. Honestly, I'm so thankful that he's a horse that is so easy to catch. It just makes life so much easier. If you're a horse girl, you understand. And as you can see, his fly sheet does have a little hole in it right there. He no longer has the sheet because of, he like shredded it. I think he lay down and got up and it just like, he butchered it. So I had to get him a new one. So he no longer has this fly sheet anymore. I like this fly sheet though, because it helped his coat to not fade from the sun. And I absolutely loved it. I hate that I had to throw it away. This stuff really isn't a detangler, but it actually does work as a detangler. You can actually spray it on their whole body, just not where you put the saddle because it'll make it slick. I just use it for his mane and tail, and I have used it for his body like in the winter when I don't get to ride a lot, and it keeps pretty much a lot of the dirt off of him. It's really good stuff. I'm almost out, so I'm debating if I want some more, if I just want to get this brand but in detangler. And then I kind of let it soak in his mane and tail, and I just brush his body down before I brush out his mane and tail. I have figured out that my horse does have an itchy spot. It's right there underneath his chest. As you can see, he loves it. He cracks me up. I just brush him down really good with my curry comb. Then as you'll see here in a minute, when I get done brushing his backside, I will go ahead and brush around his legs since I am going to be using bell boots today. It's just to make sure that there's no dirt to where I'm going to put the bell boot at, no irritation for him. Now I'm going to brush out his mane and tail. My other favorite detangler stuff is by Draw It Out, and it's Showbarn Secret. That stuff is gold, and I only use it when I give him a bath, which I try not to give him so many baths during the summer, just because, you know, it strips their oil. But that detangler stuff is like gold. I try to use less. You really don't have to use a lot because it's pretty like oily, and it'll stay in your horse's mane for like a week or maybe longer. I mean, that stuff, like I said, I treat it like gold. It's a little pricey, but it is worth it. And I'll brush that tail out really good. I love his tail. I'm really thinking about getting him a tail bag just so I can keep it more pretty and help it grow out more, and so I don't have to keep brushing it out. I mean, call me lazy if you want, but just a tail bag to me where you don't have to worry about brushing it constantly every time you're out in the barn or you're just wanting to ride, it would just be nice. Here's my horse just being his weird self. He likes to lick that post when I'm saddling him. I don't know why. It's just he gets bored easy. He's silly boy. Now that Rye Boy is fully groomed, I'm going to put on his bow boots, and you'll see here, he gives me his little attitude. One time I put on his bow boots, and I guess he was like half asleep because he's pretty chill. And I had my elbow bent, and he rammed into my elbow. I thought I broke my elbow. I was hurting. He hit me right on my funny bone, but like usually it just hurts so bad. Anyway, so now I'll make sure he's awake and alert when I put those on. So anyway, there I go, putting on my saddle pad liner, and then my saddle pad, which is a best ever pad. It's thick and I like the best ever pad. It's my first best ever pad, and I will probably get another one when I wear this one out. I actually like it a lot. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put my saddle on him. My saddle is a Circle Y. It's an old saddle, but it's a barrel saddle, and the seat is probably actually too big for me, but it just, it gets what needs to be done. So I'll continue using it, and I will keep it if I ever get a new saddle, just because it holds a lot of memories. Now, after I get my saddle on, I'll go on the other side and take everything off my saddle. I will then get it situated a little bit more, and then I will tint my saddle pad right here. And sorry guys, my voice is a little hoarse because my allergies are bothering me really bad today. So then I will come back around and I'll tint this side to make it even. And then it's hard to do that when you're short and your horse is taller than you, by the way. And then I'll go ahead and get him ready to be cinched up. I won't cinch him up all the way, I'll just do it a little bit. I'll just cinch him up a little bit. I won't do it all the way tight, just to let him breathe, because he does love to bloat out. And then I'll do my back cinch after I'm done here. And my Latigo is from Tactical brand, also like my bow boots are. I just started using it like a few months ago. I like it, but the only thing I wish the Latigo were a little bit thicker, like the Weaver Latigo I had. I had the Weaver Latigo, the nylon, and this is nylon too, but the Weaver nylon is thicker. That's the only thing I wish that the Tactical brand was, the Latigo nylon was thicker. But other than it not being thicker, it holds up pretty well. And then last but not least, I will get the breast collar. I don't know what I was doing there. I guess I forgot what I needed to do next. I do that sometimes. I back him up a little bit so it'll give me room to put his halter on the post, because, you know, we don't leave them hanging down for safety issues. And then I will put his bit in his mouth, and then we'll get to just exercise him and ride around. Both of the bits I use on him, they have bit guards, so that's what he's doing right there. He always gets it in his mouth, and I have to dig it out. I'm always scared one day he's going to accidentally bite my finger, and I just don't like reaching my hand where his teeth are. I don't mind reaching my hand in the side of his mouth, but having to go in there where them teeth are, I'm just like, oh, he's going to bite me on accident one day. So far, I've been like, yeah, I got on my fingers. After I get the bridle over his ears, I like to pull out his forelock to the front of his forehead, just to make him look nice and comfortable. Now that I have him all tacked up, now it's time to cinch him up again, which I only cinch him up a little bit. I don't really ride on a real tight girth. I did have a rope girth before this one, a classic equine one, but I wore it out, so I decided to go with the fleece one, and it's actually worked pretty well. My saddles actually stayed put and not moved like it did with the rope one, and they were both the same size. They're both 30 inches. I wanted to get a 28, but I was kind of scared because I think it would be a little bit too small, so I went ahead and got the same size, and I'm glad I did, because it fits him. To me, it fits him perfectly. My other 30-inch classic equine, the rope one, it was a little bit too big for him. And I do go over there and check my stirrup just to make sure it's in the right position, because sometimes it gets out of whack. And now I'm ready to get on him. I do use a stool just because I'm short. I can get on him without a stool, but I prefer to use a stool because I got short legs. He's 15 hands tall. My other horse was a lot shorter than him, and I could get on her easily, but I just feel like a monkey, and I feel like he don't like it. Like, he makes it harder to get on him when I don't use the step stool. And anyway, he likes to get his little hand licks, always licking me. He's like a big old dog. After I get on him, I want him just to stand there. I don't want him to just take off. We're just going to chill for a minute. But also, I like to get on my Apple Watch the equestrian sports so I can keep up with how long I ride him. And we'll just sit here for a little bit, and then probably a minute or maybe 30 seconds, and then I'll ask him to go on. And we're off. So I am going to exercise him a little bit today, but first I'm going to start off just walking around the pasture for 10 minutes. 5 minutes I will go one way, then I'll turn him around for the other 5 minutes and go in the other direction. We'll just walk around and kind of loosen up his muscles and his joints and get him ready for a workout. When I come over to my circle where I exercise him at, I did trot him and I did film it, but my camera got turned up, so all you can see is my head. So I'm like, I did get the loping, but after we trot both ways for 2 minutes, both ways, I will walk him the other way for a minute, and then we'll start doing our loping both ways. But usually when I lope one way, I will walk 2 minutes the other way, and then we'll start loping that same way I walked. So it's like I do give him a break. I'm not going to constantly keep loping him, and I might lope him for 2-3 minutes both ways. And then here I am just walking him down, and then now I'm asking him to lope the other way. And then after we get done loping, we will cool down for like 10 minutes. Either I will stay in the circle and walk him down, or I'll just go walk him in the pasture. I kind of like to change it up a little bit and not do like the same cool down every day. And I think after this I did walk around the pasture. I don't remember. So after I cool him off, I will come back to where I have saddled him up at. I will take his bow boots off, loosen his girth. Sometimes I don't come straight back to where I unsaddle. I'll stop somewhere in the pasture and just get off and loosen his girth and take his bow boots off and put them on my stirrups. But this time I didn't. I think I rode up to the fence. If not, I probably did. I don't remember. When I uncinch him, I always uncinch the back girth first, but I take my breast collar off first, and then I will do the back cinch. And the front cinch or girth, whatever you want to call it, I do that last just in case if he was to spook, then your saddle's not going to fall off. So saddling, you start with your first cinch and then your back cinch. Unsaddling, you start with your back cinch and then you end with your front cinch. So it's vice versa, backwards. Anyway, just for your safety and the horse's safety too. And here, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing here. I guess I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I had a little tack malfunction. That's probably what it is. Anyway, I put my breast collar already up there on the saddle. You can see it. And then whatever I'm doing here, something might have got tangled. Yeah, it did. I had never mind. I took my girth off to wash it. That's what I was doing. I kind of have it rigged with string, so I was untying it from the back cinch to wash it. And it probably needs to be washed again. That's the only thing about fleece. I love them, but you gotta constantly wash them, especially during the summertime, which it's actually easy and they dry pretty quick, but I make sure I do it in the morning, and that way it can dry out all day. And it does take a while for it to dry out, but anyway, I've liked it so far, the fleece cinch. And here I am just taking off my saddle pad and saddle pad liner, which needs to be washed as I'm talking again right now. And since we did do a little bit of workout and it was kind of getting a little hot out there, I did rinse him off, and that's where we're headed right now. And of course, you know, when you first start rinsing them off, you start off with their legs really well. I honestly think he likes to be rinsed off. This is actually the first time that he's actually been good for me standing. I mean, he never was really bad, but he did like to move around. But I feel like our bond has gotten a lot closer with each other, and or stronger, shall I say. And he's actually been doing a lot better with me since I'm not so, I guess you could say panicky, you know. I'm learning him, and he's learning me. And then after I do his legs, I kind of like to start off with his rear end first and get all underneath there because he sweats between there really bad. I'll start off with his butt and then work my way up on his back, and then I kind of do the belly last, underneath his belly, and then I'll do his shoulders and then his chest area, and then I will end it with the side of his face. He really doesn't like his face being sprayed, but it gets really sweaty too, like around his nose, especially a good workout. And I really can't remember if this day if he did sweat around his nose, but I know the other day I rode he did sweat around his nose because it got a little bit warmer toward the end of our ride. But anyway, he likes to be sprayed on. It feels good. And the best thing about him, he will not roll when you spray him. But I tell you, you get a rainstorm and it gets muddy, he is going to roll. And that's why I do not give him a bath when I know it's going to rain, because there's no point, because he's just going to get muddy anyway. Rinsing him off I'm okay with, because you're not using soap. But when you're using soap, and I just know he ain't going to get a bath when I know it's going to rain and there's going to be mud. And I did buy him a sheet, but it's actually kind of too hot for a sheet during the summer. I did have to get him a new fly sheet because, like I told you in the beginning, he tore his other one up. So far, this one that I do have has lasted, and it's holding up well. It just has a little hole in it that he created, but it's good so far. And see, he does not like his face sprayed, but he does like to get a little drinky drink. And he's like, "Mom, what are you doing?" After I get done spraying his fly spray on him, I do put his fly sheet on him just to help protect the sun from baking his coat right now. And also, to me, the fly sheet helps him dry quicker too. But also just to help prevent his black coat from fading really bad. And this is the fly spray I use by Absorption. I had to switch because the Bronco wasn't strong enough, and he does not like flies. He is a fly diva, and it works really well. It's just a little bit more pricier. But anyway, here he is chilling in his fly sheet. Thanks for watching my riding vlog. Bye.